All right, we're back. Personal Healthcare Reform Talk Show on Pegasus Net Waves, taking your health to a higher level in 2016. In fact, hashtag Live Lean 2016. Pump it in there. You'll see everything that's going on with me and the show on any social media network, okay? It's awesome. That's how it works. And, get in on the conversation, do your own Live Lean 2016 posts, and I'll see if I can reply to them. So, we're going to get to the heart of the matter. Yeah, I paused there so you can get the music track on in your head. We're going to get to the heart of the matter of things for the next two shows, so get ready. It's going to be very deep and intense and a lot of belly laughs and silliness going on. We're going to do health of the news here in a second, but first, before we do that, we got to talk about my health partners and stuff that's going on with the show, and then we're going to get on with my special, incredibly awesome guest today, Miss Janet Sigler with Guiltless Sweets. For that, ClintFuquay.com. I got all kinds of brand new stuff on there. PersonalHealthCareReform.com, ClintsPrograms.com. Check them all out. The ClintsPrograms.com is basically there to help. I've got 4 different things on there. Helps get you in the system, get you healthy very, very quickly with some of my health partners. Okay, doing that for ease of use. All right, so we have that. Tons of stuff going on. Catch me on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus. Facebook again. If it's social media, I'm on there someplace, including SoundCloud and YouTube, and of course all the old shows are on Spreaker. I've got 48 of them on there. Check them out; they're awesome. Not all at once because you'll be there for 20 hours. It's a lot of shows, people. So check those out, and of course I got all kinds of stuff coming up. Patty Farmer that was on my show, she has an event, the Money Marketing tour is coming up. Nationwide. The first one's going to be in February here in Dallas. Look her up. Google Patty Farmer Money and Marketing. Okay, throw that into Google. Check it out. Awesome event there. And like I said, those are going to be nationwide. April, and of course, I've got Stop Selling, Start Listening with my buddy Robert Parkinson. We'll have him on here in March to talk about that event and taking care of your life and stuff like that. But check that out. Go in there, use code VIP member in all caps, and check out the discount. So check those out. Of course, ID Revolution is coming up in April 1st through 3rd as well. So yeah, tons of stuff going on. Then I've got articles all over the place in multiple different magazines and everything. And we're going to do some expansion here on the radio show very soon too. We'll talk about that later on as all those details come around, and a lot more stuff's going to happen with the American Diabetes Association on this show too. Get ready for that. We're going to launch some bigger stuff with them very soon. Otherwise, PhysioFit coming out February 20th. We're doing the Change of Heart boot camp there. It's free. Come out, do a boot camp with us. The only thing we request is that you do a little donation to the American Heart Association, because, well, that's who we're doing it for, to help support, okay? Great cause. We've done this with them in the past 3 years. So come out, get a great workout for your heart. Bring your family, bring the kids, bring everybody with you. Free event. We're not charging. In fact, we're going to give you a free week pass to the club. How about that? We're giving you presents, okay? So come out, check that out with us, and we're going to get into some actual health in the news today. How about that? Because I haven't done it for a while, so all of this is going to be on the Facebook page, so go to any of my websites, click on the Facebook link, and it takes straight to the page. You can see all the articles there and many more articles. Check them out, read them for yourself. I suggest you, anything I put out there, research it for yourself. That's part of the thing here, is I want you to research everything. First off, I'm actually reading this straight off of the Facebook page because I'm actually somewhat ill-prepared today, which is odd for me because I like working with notes. So I've got one on here for... This is great. It's an infographic from Business Insider showing you all the processed foods and what goes into them and how they're made and manufactured. After you see this, you're going to go back to eating real food. Seriously, you will. If you don't, well, I'll be surprised. So we have the wearables, brand new wearable sensors, or the wearable stuff is coming, and all kinds of cool stuff that we're going to have with that. Make sure you'll have sensors in those. They're actually taking measurements of everything from your sweat, so you can measure a lot of stuff through your sweat. Actually, they've got new laser functions too. Lasers penetrate the skin. You can look at anything and everything going through your system at any point in time. I mean, awesome stuff is on the horizon for the wearables market. I mean, get ready. CES is blowing up with this stuff. So the Fitbit you got now is a little tinker toy, little tiny multifunction calculator versus what's coming later on. Later on, we got watches that work with your cell phone that you wear on your wrist. Those are going to be tinker toys compared to what's coming out with the wearables market, okay? Awesome, incredible stuff there. Spirulina, if you're not having some spirulina, you probably should look into getting some for breast cancer specifically, because, breast cancer stuff is coming up in about 6-7 months. Spirulina, awesome stuff. Great research using that for killing breast cancer cells. Sleep quality, huge. If you're not getting sleep, you need some sleep. Probably haven't mentioned, but we got some great sleep strips with IDLife. Hearing buds, great article about actually a video from Tech Insider about hearing buds and hearing loss. Major issues with those because you're sticking that thing right in your ear. You've got no way for the sound to escape out of your ear, and you're just pounding your eardrum with loud sounds. It's you're going to be the Grateful Deaf later on. if you're cranking Def Leppard. So yeah, that's right, 2 Def jokes all in one. Carbohydrates, it's actually quantity and quality counts. If you're looking at carbohydrates, you're looking at weight loss and everything else. Limiting carbohydrates helps, but you got to have high quality carbohydrates whenever you add stuff back in, because sugar just ain't gonna do it for you. Dr. David Katz posted an awesome article. Speaking of diet, from 1990 to 2013, okay, this is 23 years of research. Dieting, or diet, okay, or lack of good diet, is the leading contributor to premature health. Okay, 23 years metadata study on this. Awesome. This is the same thing back in the 80s. C. Everett Koop had the same thing. And his prediction was that 75% of all deaths from chronic disease are from malnutrition or lack of good nutrition. So what's the answer? The answer is actually having a good diet for you. And it's always good to have somebody talk about that stuff and get that set up for you. And also, before we leave and get ready for the rest of the show, 5 supplements for heart needs. Awesome stuff. The only bone I had to pick with this article was actually that they have aspirin as the first one. I've got some issues with that, but everything else in the article is fantastic. And, of course, juicing. I'm not talking about like juicing for playing sports. I'm talking like juicing, having juice, good juices. Great infographic about all the different juice combinations for different health needs. Whoever put this together did a great job. I applaud them heavily. So that's it for Health in the News. Seriously, check out clintfuquay.com, clinchprograms.com, personalhealthcarereform.com. Check out stuff from the American Diabetes Association as well. And my health partners. I didn't even talk about my health partners. What am I thinking? So I got a couple minutes, so I'm going to wrap up with the health partners before we get into the rest of the show. Human, helping unite mankind nutrition, for getting a great vending service into your office. This way you can have real fish and eat them too and still be healthy. Kinesi, which of course I'm wearing some Kinesi right now. Awesome clothing, active cotton. Definitely look at that on the website. Icon Meals, because if you have fallen off the wagon because you couldn't eat right, guess what? They do the cooking for you, which is always better. You get 10% through me. It's seriously $5, $7, $9 for the meals. It's all around the protein portions. It doesn't get any easier. They make it, they ship it to you, no preservatives, and they make it for you, whatever your dietary constraints are, okay? It's awesome stuff. Thrive Market, so you don't have to go to the grocery store. You click on whatever, if you're vegan, if you're paleo, whatever, they get everything there for you. You shop there, they send it to you. Awesome service. And last but not least, IDLife. Go on. Get ready, okay? Our brand new health assessment's coming out. You get a health score, okay, 0 to 100. I bet you can't beat mine. So as soon as this goes live, I'm going to post mine. I'm going to challenge everybody to try to beat my health score. At least get up to it, okay? And if you can't, guess what? You got years and years and years and years and years to do so. And we suggest you go back and redo it every time. But this way you get everything customized. Awesome system, and you're going to learn 20 pages about you that you can take to your doctor. Okay, so there's that. There's Health and News. There's the first part of the show. Get ready to come back with Miss Janet Sigler, and we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff for heart health and getting some good chocolate for your sweetie, because that's what counts, really.
Hey everybody, this is Blake Miller. I own a company called Ozone Purity, where we flood the body with oxygen. If any guys are worried about just getting toxic and full of the pollution out there in the world, come see us. We specialize in something called ozone therapy, flooding the body with electrical oxygen. We have little steam saunas, and we pump ozone through the system and just release all the waste. We're at Addison Beltline. Website is www.ozonepurity.com, or go to our app. You can see all of our products, all of our services on your app store under Ozone Purity.
There are many sounds in your daily life. Ones that make you smile. Ones that help you relax. And there are some sounds that can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you critical information about emergencies in your area. With updates from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, we're back. Personal Healthcare Reform Talk Show on Pegasus Net Waves, taking your health to a higher level. And like I said, we're getting to the heart of the matter this whole month because it's Valentine's Day, and I'm cheesy that way. So I have got a virtual international superstar on the show with me, Janet Sigler. We actually met before the ADA because of Guiltless Sweets.
We did. So
I met you at an event. One of the many networking events somewhere with somebody back in the day. And then, of course, I've been doing some stuff with the ADA, and she was I walked in, I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing here? And she's there running stuff at the ADA here in North Texas. So awesome to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And
good to be here.
Yeah, I wanted to bring you on mostly because of all your experience and, of course, working with the ADA and, of course, Guiltless Sweets, because I've been talking about you're going to get something for your sweetie, okay? It might as well be good for her. All right. Been talking about chocolates. She's like, I don't make chocolates. I make a chocolate bundt cake. I was like, there we go. Chocolate bundt cake. So we're going to talk about chocolate bundt cakes on the show today. So I want to bring you on. We're going to talk about health and wellness and some heart health because, this is kind of the month for the American Heart Association, but we're going to segue into the ADA. Sorry, guys.
It's all related.
It's all related. Sorry, guys. So I want to bring you on and talk about health-related issues because, it is about heart health this month. That's the big push, and, of course, diabetes has a huge impact on that. So first off, before we get going, I want everybody to know a little bit about you and all your international superstardom here. So,
Clint.
So if we can get a little background on you, some of your background in business and the industry, how you got started with doing Guiltless Sweets, and how you got teamed up with the ADA and all that.
Great, I can do that.
Okay.
I was in corporate America for 30 years, and I have moved from pillar to post all over the United States. I lived in London, England, working there for 4.5 years. And quite frankly, after I got back to Dallas and after a couple of years, I said, I can't do this anymore. So I really had started already to bake as a hobby for my mom. And my mom had diabetes for well over 30 years, and her entire family, had diabetes. And she was such a sweets lover that she, loved her sweets. But, what you buy in the grocery stores and, what was available at the time was all made with maltitol and sorbitol, which are manufactured sugar substitutes.
And really rough on the digestive system.
That was the issue. And so I needed to come up with an alternative for her. And so I did. I started baking with Splenda because that's all I knew about. She loved the sweets and whatever, but, I knew that there was a better way, and I was going to find it. Unfortunately, my mom didn't live, to see that day come. She passed away from complications of diabetes. And so, for the last 2 years of her life, she was very sick. So I'm like, I've got to find something better. And that's when I found erythritol. Erythritol is naturally fermented from the stevia plant. It's a sugar substitute that has no side effects, and virtually there's no aftertaste, and it just is a better alternative. So when I found erythritol, I also founded Guiltless Sweets.
There you go.
Yeah. And, started baking with, in Guiltless Sweets and delivering to the American Diabetes Association because they started to place orders. And when they did that, I started to get involved with the ADA. And, they said, oh, my gosh, it would be perfect for, our Speakers Bureau and, health fairs. So that's how I started getting involved in the ADA approximately 4 years ago or so, and have just gotten more and more involved year after year.
Yeah. Well, see, what happened is they Googled you and said, it's an international superstar. We got to get her on here now. Now, guys, now.
No, they just wanted my sweets. That's all.
Yeah. That's all it was. That's all it was. The whole background in corporate America and everything else that she's done. Yeah, we were not worried about that. The sweets. That's what we're here for. But yeah, I want everybody to kind of get some idea behind that, and how you got involved with them, and the reason why. And of course, sometimes I talk about leaving a legacy behind, and of course that's Guiltless Sweets is going to be a legacy from your mom to you that you're putting out to the rest of the world. And I've got a friend. We're actually talking about this off the air. I've got a friend I'm going to get you with on. She's a formulation specialist, so because we're talking about chemical compounding, how tough it is to do sugar-free chocolate. This month is all about heart health and heart disease, and I know you said your mom had some major complications from diabetes, and that's usually actually one of the main factors behind heart disease is blood sugar issues and that compounding into other things. So, since you've been with the ADA for a couple of years,
I could talk to that.
Yeah, you can talk to that just a little bit. Let's talk about some of those issues with blood sugar and diabetes, and how those actually correlate into heart disease, and how that's actually kind of the starting point before all the rest of the stuff starts happening for a lot of people, because you have obesity and everything else, but that's usually kind of a side effect or a cofactor of blood sugar not being in range and not being controlled, and eating too many guilt-filled sweets.
Clint, here's what happens when your sugar builds up in your system and your bloodstream, and it's too much. It's being carried through your bloodstream to all the cells and the organs in your body, and so that excess sugar is damaging your heart, your kidneys. Diabetes is a leading cause of blindness in adults now here in the United States. And so that's where, you're twice as likely to have heart disease and strokes if you have diabetes than if you don't. And so, that's the risk. So, you need to get checked out if, in fact, you are pre-diabetic, which means that you're not quite there yet, but you're approaching that diabetes stage. You want to take preventative measures. Speaking
of that, what numbers wise, what is pre-diabetic versus having type 2 diabetes? What are the number ranges on that? Because if somebody goes out and they get their blood glucose checked, whenever they get that number back, what are the designations on that? What's that mean to them?
Okay, there are 2 blood tests that will be indicators for if you're diabetic or not. And the first indicator is a blood glucose test, which is a finger prick. And that gives you your blood sugar level at that particular moment in time. Okay? So if it's under 100, it's in the normal range, and that's great. If it's 100 through 125, then you're termed pre-diabetic. If it is 126 or greater, that means that you are diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't take that test as an absolute. It's only an indicator.
Because you might have had a guilt-filled sweet right before that, and that's going to skew it a
and
little bit.
It will spike your sugar level, and therefore, give you a false reading. So, that needs to be taken over a period of time,
mm-hmm.
so that you can average that blood glucose level. The more definitive way to diagnose diabetes is to have your A1C level checked. If you are 7% or over on your A1C test, then you are diabetic. Mm-hmm. And now doctors are saying you should be very, very concerned if you're at 6.5%.
Yep.
So that number is actually coming down, where the doctors are...
The rules are made up and the points don't matter.
The doctors are starting to warn patients at this point at 6.5%, because that means that your level is going up, and they want to prevent it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this way people know the numbers, what to expect when they go in, whether to do just the initial pinprick test, and of course the A1C. And we discussed earlier that the A1C is not always a part of the blood panel whenever you're going to see your doctor.
Yes.
So you almost at some point have to demand that they do it, even though they should be doing it, because it's a preventative measure, and it's a well-known, easy preventative measure. It's really cheap too.
When you're doing a full blood panel and you're taking all that blood, why not run just one more small test?
Yeah.
It's easy, and really important that people know their A1C level.
Yeah, and so with that, we've been talking about all the bad, nasty stuff and getting everybody all sad. So let's talk about some good, happy stuff, since it's Valentine's Day and everybody's going to party, and everybody wants to give their sweeties some sweets, and I suggest you get some Guiltless sweets, specifically Guiltless sweets. Look it up. Okay, buy them from her.
Really good.
Yeah. So. What can people do with their lifestyle so they can have their treats and enjoy life too? The A1C levels are reduced and everything, and they can still have some cookies and candies and good stuff like that every once in a while. But from a lifestyle standpoint, how can people still enjoy their life and have great health at the same time?
Let me start with the numbers, because they're getting to be staggering. 30 million Americans have diabetes. Another 86 million Americans are pre-diabetic. When you add those numbers together, you're talking about 36% of the American population with diabetes or pre-diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's what the CDC is saying. If we can lose weight, eat healthy, and exercise, that we can reduce our risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 50%.
Mm-hmm. At minimum.
Pardon me. That's a huge
We can take that out.
That's a huge number.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's what we need to do. And we need to make that lifestyle that we build sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Because, sure, you can go for, bariatric surgery and, lose a bunch of weight, but you've got to maintain it. And you have to, you have to come up with a lifestyle that you can live with that is healthier, much healthier than where you were.
Yeah, the Twinkie diet, no matter how few Twinkies you have on that Twinkie diet, is still going to give you diabetes, okay? So...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, here in North Texas, we have a higher rate of diabetes and prediabetes than the national average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and well, it's getting worse because everybody's moving here too. So that doesn't help. And I know the ADA has tons of resources just online, tons of free stuff on managing your lifestyle, how to make some daily changes. And
at diabetes.org, there is a wealth of information. Everything from what diabetes is to menus and recipes and portion sizes and exercise, and they're just a wealth of information. Oh, yeah. Go there.
Yeah. They've got the whole Eat Well campaign now, or Eat Well America campaign, which is awesome. Hashtag Eat Well America. Eat Well America. Hashtag look at all the stuff they got on there. Of course, it's on diabetes.org as well. And, anybody that follows me on Facebook, I cook a little bit. So, I may actually be doing a diet and cooking book later on. Hint, hint, wink, wink. And some of that stuff's going to...
Can I contribute?
Yeah, and some of that stuff's going to end up in there, because I don't bake, so yes, please. I'm a chef. I throw stuff in the pan, and I have fun with it, and, baking is like chemistry, and I just, forget it. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that with supplements. But, so yeah, awesome stuff there. Anything else you want to put out there for us as far as especially contact information, how they can get in touch with you, how they can order tons of stuff from Guiltless Sweets?
Okay, there's two things that I'd like to end with.
Okay.
One is the American Diabetes Association, educates and is also about prevention and managing diabetes. And we have fundraisers all year long that it is so important for you to get involved. You'll learn, you'll have fun, and the one that is coming up is in April at Lone Star Park. It is the Stars of Texas, and it's a wonderful, wonderful, fun event. There's 900 people that come to that event, and it's just a lot of fun.
And they got horses.
Yes. There's horse races going on. We've got a silent auction and a live auction, and there's just tons of fun.
Jay Novacek's there.
Yes.
Jay's awesome.
He is our main sponsor.
Yeah. So, thanks for that. Contact info.
Contact info for Guiltless Sweets.
Yes.
Is info@guiltlesssweets.com is how you can get to me. You can ask questions. You can order. You can just chat about how I do this. Okay,
and you can get your sweetie a Guiltless bunt cake. That way her bunt doesn't grow. So there's that. Thanks for coming on the show. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Get in touch with her for your sweets and for everything else. ClintFuquay.com and hashtag LiveLean2016. Come back for the next show. It's going to be awesome. We're actually going to be talking about whole relationship stuff because, Valentine's Day is coming. It happens. Thanks, and keep on going. Have fun.
Thank you.